Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Then the old ones, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you guys. So I think you've already read on the title. So let's talk about scam. Scam is everywhere in Uganda, like those conmen, the MUFERE, everywhere. You guys, let me tell you. If you have a business, whether small or big, at least you've encountered those scammers, those conmen. So let me tell you guys something. Recently I was conned around $22. That's like 80,000 Ugandan shillings. But then I was not conned like at once. All that money was not taken at once. And those guys can, and those conmen are wise. Like I think those guys is like witchcraft or something like that. Cause when they approach you, when they come to you, you can, okay, if you were in your normal senses, you could know that something is wrong with this guy. Like this guy is fishy, something. Then that's why I'm like, those guys must be using some witchcraft somewhere, or maybe they're just too good at their game that they know where to start from or something like that. Cause the first time I was conned, like scammed, it was 50,000. So how did it happen? It was in broad daylight, you guys. So the guy came. He was not like so old, but then he was kind of smart, polished shoes, everything. He had tucked in, and then he was like, Nyabo Jebaleko. I'm like, Kale Sebana Jebaleko, like that's a greeting. Then he's like, how much are your perfumes? Then I'm like, this, if you want the sprays are 10,000, and then the body splash 15. He's like, okay, let me see those ones of 10,000. Then I showed him. Then at first he picked the one which was pink. Then after, when I was packing it, he was like, no, give me the blue one. I'm like, okay. Like the customer is the boss, obviously. So I gave him the stuff. Then he gave me a note of 50,000. Then he was like, no, but then I didn't really want to break this note by just buying a spray. Like maybe if it was something big now, like he was there talking his stuff. And then I'm like, okay, what? Then I kind of suspected that this guy does not seem like a normal guy. Like there's something fishy with this guy. Something must be wrong somewhere. Then I'm like, Sebo, you have to give me the money. You have to pay me. Then he gave me the 50,000 note. I'm like, sir. Then it found that I already had like 40,000 to give him as his balance or change or whatever. I don't know. So I gave him the money. I gave him the spray and the 40,000. Before I could check that the money is fake or what something, like if it's real money, if it's a real note. So I gave him the money and he left. But before he left, I was like, I'm going to come and be supporting you. I'm going to bring someone here on Sunday. Do you work even on weekend? I'm like, yeah. Since I was still new at my workplace, I was like, okay, deep down me, I was like, okay, now I'll get a customer, stuff like that. I was very, very excited. Like I was too happy. So the guy left. Then after like 5 minutes, or even actually it was like 2 minutes, the nigga had left. That's when I was like, wait, let me check this money. I checked, you guys, it was a fake note. Chukuli. My blood started boiling, you guys. I don't know. Like I even lost energy. I had not made serious sales that day. And I'm like, okay, I was like, so where am I going to start from? How am I going to start? What am I going to do? Like, I had very many questions in my head which needed answers, and then I didn't really even know where to start from or how to begin. That day passed, like I had to replace the money. I got money from someone, like I had to replace that money. It could not just go like that. And then that has 50,000 down. Then the next time I was scammed. You guys comment and give me your experiences of how you were scammed, how you were conned, how the tricks those guys use, so that I don't fall for their tricks again, you guys. That money is a lot in this period when there is no money. So the other guy didn't really come with a fake note. The other guy came, and then he was like, it was even in the evening, like I did not really have much sales that day as well. And then guy came, and then he's like, Nyabo, do you have stockings? I'm like, yes. Then I showed him all the stockings I have. Then I was like, okay, you give me these ones. So I gave him, I packed. Then after me packing, like, gave me 50,000. This time I checked, it was a real note, you guys. It was a real one. So I checked, and it was a real one. Then I gave him his balance. He took stocks of 2,000, so I gave him his balance, which was 48,000. But then, after giving him his balance, when he was going to move out, that's when he was like, no, actually, I don't need these ones. I need socks of like 6K. Do you have them? I'm like, no, I don't have them. He was like, do you know anywhere where they sell them? I'm like, no. And then he was like, okay, you give me back my money, I'll also give you your socks. I'm like, it's okay, that's not hard. So I picked his 50,000 and gave him. Then instead of him giving me my 48,000 and the socks, guy gave me only 18 and ran with the 30K. Like, he gave me the 18,000, and actually that guy was a border guy. So when he gave me the 18, like the notes of 1,000 were many, so just gave me. Then Ren jumped on his border and left. By the time I checked on the money, guy had already left, and it was just 18, you guys. 30K was gone, and I even didn't know where to start from, and I'm like, Jesus. And it was in the evening, as not so fine, you guys. You guys should tell me your experiences with those conmen. How do you manage? And then recently my sister's phone was snatched. Like, actually her phone has been snatched 2 times. I don't really understand. You guys tell me, which tricks do those conmen use? I'm tired of falling in their traps. Then there's again a guy who came. I think he was also a conman. He came, but then the good thing, he phoned me with my sister. It was this Christmas period, and then he was like, you give me clothes, what? But then he was extending near the safe, like where I keep the money. And then I'm like, Sebo wanosagala yomoto. Like, I had to be tough this time around. I was like, I don't need anyone this side, where this side. If you want stuff, go the other side. If you need stuff which is this side, I'll give you the stuff, but it should be the other side. Then he looked at me like, and I'm like, I don't really care. And then that one also just ended up leaving without buying anything. But then I realized we had come 2 guys. One guy was out waiting for him on a border, on a motorbike. So he was just going to swindle the money, then goes, jumps on the border and lives with the friend. Then I again be in losses. Well, you guys, you tell me your experiences with those conmen. Me, I'm really tired of them. Like, someone comes pretending to you what, then you'll be there thinking that they are good people. these guys, this Uganda, I need to be sharp. Ella, if those guys had phone when I had some serious experience about work, my company could have survived. Because nowadays I don't joke with if you come with a big note. By the way, you guys, I think how you can avoid those con men, like if someone comes with a big note, let me say like 50,000 what, and then wants something small, like something of 2,000 or 10k below, 5k below, most cases those guys just don't accept their money. Like most cases those guys just be wanting to steal your money. They come confuse you there, they pick your money and then go with your money or your stuff or whatever. They can even come and pack your clothes in the shop if you're working in a boutique like me, or they can come and do whatever. Those con men can do anything crazy. Those guys don't have hearts, they're like heartless. So you guys, that was my experience with those con men. Share with me, you tell me in the comment section how you guys, have you ever been conned? Do you know anyone who has ever been conned? Tell me the story, you guys. Tell me their tricks. Oh, by the way, you guys, even there's a time my phone was going to go by the way. So like I met these guys. Actually I first met a guy that was like, I work with an agency, a model agency, since you're tall, what, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I gave him my time. We first talked, then he was like, changed the story. He was like, I'm from Tanzania, I'm like a prophet, I can foretell, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, like this is interesting now, it's getting interesting. Then I listened to him. Then at the end of the story, guy was telling me, first asked me, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, yes. Then he was like, now your boyfriend is cheating on you with his ex, stuff like that, blah blah blah. So the ex made you jump an lazy simanya, that's over snake skin, a skin of a snake, then which went and over what in my stomach, stuff like that, just scary stuff. Then he's like, so now for you to get untied, like for that Elise to go, you first go, you get someone's phone or laptop or something, then you come back, even with your phone you come back, then I pray for you. Then you guys, it's some confusing story. Like then he was like, I pray for you, then when you're giving the person the phone, you be like, I'm taking my blessing, and was like, I'm taking my blessing, not the curse. Yes, was like, I tell the person I'm taking my blessing, not the curse. And then I'm like, so I also rushed home. I picked the phone from my friend. I got my friend's phone. I came back, I met these guys. They first talked, they confused me there, what. At the end of it all, they were con men. They just wanted to take my phone and run away. But then I realized it. I was like, after these idiots wasting all my time, what I was like, no, these things are not adding up. Because first of all, the guy who was claiming to be a prophet was smelling cigarette. Like, I'm not offending guys who smoke, no. But then I also have my own beliefs. If you're a man of God, why should you? Then I'm like, okay. Then that's how like I survived. My phone and my friend's phone survived, because I was literally going to give them the phone, because they're like, so now when you give us the phones, you leave them here, then you go somewhere, that's where you're going to see something like a TV from. Then when you put there, you first spit there, then you spit, and then you're like, I spit, then smoke will start coming, then I'll see how I jump to the Elysium, the skin of the snake, and how it is in my stomach, then that is how it will come out, stuff like that. Like those guys, generally just be so smart. I don't really understand how they get all that, like how they but those guys, I respect those women. You guys share a call with me. How have you ever been conned? Have you ever been scammed? How was it? Let me get to know your stories. And then please share my videos. My account is still my channel is still very small, still very babyish. Share for my videos. Subscribe, I beg, subscribe. See you guys in my next video.